Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Good Tuesday evening, race fans. Welcome to the Digital Sim Sports Network, the Dirt Racing Network, and a live coverage of the Timber Creek Homes Stock Car Series presented by BeefOBradys Digital Sim Racing League. Rockingham, the Rock, one of the toughest venues on the NASCAR schedule in any discipline. And these drivers going to have to put 100 laps in tonight to get through this one. A little smaller field than what is normal for this group. I'm sure this particular track has a lot to do with that car count. This place is tough. It's rough. It's bumpy. You slip, you slide. You have got to be focused every second of every lap all the way around this speedway. But it can provide some awesome racing action. Oh. Whew. Casey Graves, Nick Cooper, Garrett Boyd, Kobe Stidham, and Seth Wansing are currently your top five in the points. That five separated by 79 markers, top to bottom. 23 from first to second, 31 from first to third, 59 from first to fourth. Been through 7 races. Drop week started to count in, so some movement in some names, but those 5 drivers will drop to the back of this field. Not going to be that hard for them to make their way back to the front. If there was 6 or 8 more cars, it'd be a little more difficult, but like I said, a little smaller field size tonight for this group. Still going to be a great race. We have seen guys improve in the last hour and 15 minutes in this practice session. Look off at turn 2, and you're going to see all those black marks. Well, they're going to continue to do that for most of this night here. I'll take a look at the 5 car. I think he's out on a qualifying run before they go to the actual qualifying session. He was really loose right there. Here's Nick Cooper, then 35. We know Cooper, one of those guys, likes to go to the back anyway because he likes to pass all the cars, so he will not have a problem being at the back of this field. Dean Gagliano is in here. Larry Moody is in the server. I don't know if he's racing or not. I know I saw Doyle Lawrence and Garrett Boyd. New driver Ethan Scott. If you were here last night, you saw him dominate the truck race at Kansas, and he is quick here tonight. Only 2 drivers under the 23-second bracket, 22.95 and 22.98 for Stidham and Gidman. We'll see how qualifying shakes out. It's going to be a fun one no matter what. All these guys do a fantastic job. It's just about keeping the car facing the right way all the time. This track is very bumpy. You get up in the middle and up towards the top, and there's just big rolling bumps, and the car can never get settled, and it's really hard to keep a balance. Get super tight, and you smack the wall, or get super loose, and you spin across traffic. So, long run, keeping tires on the car is going to be key for these guys tonight. We'll see how all of that plays out after qualifying, and we get ready to put the 100-lapper up on the big board. I will remind you briefly, tomorrow night, Midwest Truck Series, they will be at Legacy, Texas. The old high banks on both ends, Texas, with the old surface in that truck series. Should be a fantastic race. But I think we got a lot of drivers ready to get at it. That's the Flying Buckeye, Mr. Matt Westfall in that big red, number 54. His partner in crime not here tonight, Tom Ostendorf. I do not see that driver. So it looks like we'll start him up with 17 tonight. Guys, make sure you shout out in the chat. Say hi. Let us know where you're watching from. You got a favorite driver? Guess I should. Whoop. I know Monday night we had some problems with YouTube. We're still not completely sure what happened. We know that it started and stopped the feed after about 4.5 minutes. And we are not entirely sure why, but we do know that when we went to log in to go take a look and see if there was a reason, our normal login name was not allowed to be used for whatever reason. Galen Gidman on the racetrack right now. He came to a couple of the practices, and he was one of the fastest guys in the room. Hello, Mr. Ken. Good to see you in chat. I wonder who Ken Forstner's cheering for tonight. I wonder. We'll show that driver here momentarily. Lap 1 for Gidman. 23:07, quick time for the moment. Here's that 69 car, that bright green machine. Mike Forstner, that I'm sure is who Mr. Ken Forstner is in here cheering for. Werdeman was second quick at a 23:33. Wansing 23:19, the 5 car. Put down a little bit of a heater. Garrett Boyd fourth quick, 23:60. We're going to see some guys get under that time. There's Matt Westfall at 23:43. Let's go watch Mr. Thomas Brandner, the BeefOBradys, number 24. Quick shout out to everybody, Timber Creek, Jersey and the boys at BeefOBradys. Aaron and Mary Lee at Secura Lift. Hope you guys are watching. Hope you're enjoying the show. Mr. Brandner hugged that white line all the way through 1 and 2. Very few cars doing that. Ethan Scott, 23:01, takes over the top spot in Wansing. Barely missed. He went 23:11. 23:011. I'm sorry, 23:011. Thomas Brandner moves up to 6th quick. Jake Bogham looking for the Stidhams and the Coopers. Casey Graves is in here, and I did not see him get a good lay. He must have clipped the fence a little bit. So Ethan Scott, Gidman went 23:034, and Scott went 23:010. Wansing 23:011. And Ross Cato, 23:065. Man, very quick laps. Then it's a little gap back to the rest of the drivers. 5th place is a quarter second off of the pole right now. This place is very difficult anyway. Jake Boxell in the 44. He had a quick lap in the practice session. And he is going to go 5th quick on his second lap, 23:10. Only driver still out there, Dean Gagliano. He's finishing up, and he is not going to be able to post time. Looking for Stidham, Cooper, Graves. I don't think Doyle Lawrence is going to post one. Larry Moody probably not posting a time. So 18 drivers checking in, 12 of them taking time, and Ethan Scott, last night's winner in the Truck Series, said he was good here. He likes this racetrack, and he's showing it right there. So they'll have their drivers meeting. This is week number 8 for the DSRL guys. They'll have 4 races in both the trucks and in these O'Reilly Auto Parts cars before they end their season, second week of April. They'll probably take the rest of that month off and start again sometime around the 1st of May and run the new season. Drivers looking for a few changes, a few things, and looking for the chance to take that experience that they're gaining here this season and make it pay off next season. No Tiny Dancer tonight. Sad, sad, sad. Maybe he's bowling. I don't know. I know we're not seeing Mr. Michael Everett. Oh, man. Jay Shaft's not here. There's a laundry list of guys not here. 6 or 8 more cars would probably change this thing up quite a bit. All right. Let's get a look at the starting lineup. It's going to be Ethan Scott in the 38 car on the pole. And Seth Wansing out of that outside row in the 5 will drop to the back. Galen Gidman, the 94, just outside the top 5 right now in points. I think he's about 8th. He'll start inside row 2. Ross Cato in the 12 will be his partner in crime on the outside of that row. Jake Boxell, the 44, row 3 to the inside. And Jeff Werdeman, he and Marvin the Martian. Marvin the Spotter. 81 car, P6 for the start. T-Brand, Thomas Brandner. Top 5 in points going to the back. out of row number 4. He's scheduled to start inside there next to the 54 of Matt Westfall. 69 of Mike Forstner, inside row 5 with Kevin Spalding. Captain Spalding outside the 5th row. Michael Larch, the 48. Row 6 to the inside, and he'll have the 21 of Garrett Boyd to his outside. And then Nick Cooper in the 35, Casey Graves, the 01 in row 7. Row 8 is Kobe Stidham, the 36, Doyle Laurent, the 88. And then Dean Gagliano, the 38, and Larry Moody, the 73, for our 9th and final row. Once they roll onto the racing surface, and the pace car rolls away, we will start moving drivers to the back. That will shake up the actual starting lineup, but that was your scheduled starting lineup. They will do 100 laps around a 1 mile dog leg D-shaped oval. There you see Wansing pulling out a line. Now your pole sitter. All the drivers drop into the back. Did I have the top 5 wrong? Did I look at the wrong points? Boyd is in the top 5, and he's going to the back with Wansing, Stidham, Graves, and Cooper. So not Thomas Branner. Thomas Branner is like 6th in the points right now. And Galen Gidman is 8th. So, but the newcomer, what will he do tonight? About 40 laps on fuel, 40, 41 at most. These guys have enough tires, they don't have to worry about tires. 2 full sets, it's only a 100-lap race. You can do the math. It'll equal out. Set they've got on the car plus 2 more, they've got plenty of tires. So is it a speed race, or is somebody going to see if they can stretch that fuel and make it a one-stop race? Green flag is in the air, and we're underway. Ethan Scott quickly to the point. Cato and Gidman are side by side for 2nd and 3rd. Boxell is tucked behind them by himself in 4th. Gidman around the bottom will take over the 2nd spot. Jeff Werdeman side by side with Thomas Brander. That is a battle for 5th. Short way around is going to give it to Brander, at least for now, and I see Matt Westfall tucking in behind the 81 right there. Forstner is 8th, Laurent's 9th, and Larch 10th at the end of the first lap. Go to the back here and see what's going on with our top 5 drivers. Wansing, the first of them, right through the middle of the racetrack. Then Boyd, Stidham, Graves, and Cooper. Everybody kind of keeping things copacetic and letting it kind of go. And you can see that Boyd had a big run. Got to the middle of the racetrack. He's going to go around Wansing. And I think Seth Wansing may already be in fuel conservation mode. So go back to the front because Ethan Scott, 0.8 of a second in front of Galen Gidman right now. So we're about to complete lap number 5 here. And he has got the 38 hooking the bottom in 3 and 4 for sure. And he is just looping it around this place on the white line. Mike Forstner is taking a look underneath the 54 of Matt Westfall. Forstner's been steadily improving. Better runs every week. Was going to have what I think would have been a podium finish at Gateway a couple of weeks ago on the trucks. Oh, and he's not going to happen here. The same thing had happened to him there. is going to happen here, but he was racing for position. Westphal got loose. Got it up in the fence. Out of 2, and then just shot across. Forstner was already committed to the inside. And both cars in a lot of trouble. And we'll see if Forstner can even get that thing running and get it back out here to make some laps. He was starting to make a move. Try to go forward a little bit. And Westphal found the tight spot in turn number 2. And that will jump out and get you so quickly. Jake Boxell thought about going to pit road, but nobody else went. Now Spalding, Wansing, Stidham all going in. Graves, Cooper. Dropped the motor, did she, Mike? That's about a 38-minute repair. Tiny Dancer, are you at the bowling alley? Or are you knocking over pins instead of turning right or turning left, I mean? Scott Gidman, Cato, Brandner, Boxell, your top 5. Werdeman, Lawrence, Larch, Gagliano, 9th. Boyd, 10th. Then Wansing comes out of the pits 11th with Stidham, Spalding, Graves, and Cooper in tow. What in the world? Do what now? Am I not coming through good, guys? Is there a problem? Oh, shit. Well, we got to do this again, huh? It looks to me like it's working just fine. Everything seems to be attached and running like it's supposed to be. We are back.
Green flag, green
I don't know when I'm supposed to be getting these. I really don't know. I don't know. I have no idea if you guys can hear me or not. I have no idea. I don't know if I was getting these messages from 5 minutes ago when the music was playing or if they're live to me right now. If you guys can hear me, please tell me. Restart. Lap number 11. And Scott. Tell you what, Galen Gidman got the car a little out of shape, and it's going to cost him. He and Jake Boxell wrestling over positions. Gidman will take 4th. Werdeman comes through to 5th. Boxell trying to hold on to 6th. Doyle Lawrence working here in the 88 alongside Michael Larch. Boy, Larch up along the top side of the track. It is bumpy, nasty, terrible up there. These two are side by side right in front of. Garrett Boyd. Boyd now will work to the inside of Michael Larch and take the spot away. How about the guys on YouTube? Can you guys hear me? That time Ethan Scott drags the wall, just getting to turn one, and Thomas Brandner now is going to make a bid for the lead off the bottom of turn two. I don't think he had quite enough momentum. He'll take the short way around, and he's going to take the lead away. First time tonight. It took 15 laps for it to happen. But a new leader, T-Brand, Thomas Brander, that BeefOBradys car, showing a little muscle tonight. Ross Cato third, Galen Gidman is fourth, then Werdeman, Boxell, Lawrence, Boyd, Wansing is ninth, Graves, Larch, Stidham, Cooper, Gagliano, Spalding, Mike Forstner in the pit still, showed in 16th, and Matt Westphal 17th. Both of those drivers retired at the moment. Thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate that. I didn't know if those messages were from the play-in or if they're from a live portion. We've been having enough trouble with the software that nothing would surprise me, but it'll always freak me out a little bit. Now we'll go back here because Gidman is starting to close back in on Cato. Cato a tick loose right there on the exit of 4. That car just wiggled a little bit, and it allowed Gidman to pick up a couple more car lengths. Let's go back and watch Jeff Werdeman, who is now up to 5th. Checked with him pre-race. He was struggling a little bit with tightness in the car. Maybe they got that worked out, because he looks like he's rolling pretty good now. Boxell 6th. Boyd is up to 7th. He is the first of the To The Tail cars. He runs in 7th. Seth Wansing was behind that, and let's go on board with Wansing. And he is in the clutch and off the throttle. Getting to the corners. He is in fuel conservation mode, and that is just the way this driver does things. Man, he's on the clutch, and he is still faster than the cars in front of him. He is going to run one of them over. Plus the fact that he's got plenty of room. He doesn't have to press this issue at all. Doyle Lawrence back here in 9th, and he's right in front of Graves, Larch, Cooper, Stidham, that whole bunch right there. Gagliano and Spalding are behind that. Just now getting into turn 3 for the 15th place car, and your leader, well, he's getting into turn 1. So about a straightaway, a little over a straightaway, separating before we're in lap traffic. And now Ross Cato pulls alongside. He didn't get there. Now he's alongside. Didn't get there on the entry, but he got there through the middle and off the exit. Ross Cato in the 12 trying to take second away from Ethan Scott, and Scott is not rolling over. He is going to battle on the high side. Tight on the exit, had to roll out. That might give Cato enough to get by him down here in 3 and 4. Cato will go by, and the door is open, and Galen Gidman will stick his nose in there and try to knock the 38 car completely off the podium. Scott is fighting every inch, not giving anybody anything right now. This time Gidman will clear and getting down into turns 3 and 4, and he'll start to pull away. So Brander, Cato, and Gidman, 3 teammates at the front. Then Scott and Werdeman. Chevy, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Ford, and then a couple more Chevys back to 7th. A Ford, a Chevy, and a Ford. Back through your top 10 is Nick Cooper, is now 9th, and he goes around Doyle Lawrence, who shifts back to 10th. Those 6 cars right there, all over one another. Lawrence up the hill in 1 and 2. Larch will go by. That'll get Stidham a chance to get by on the bottom. Woohoo! We had a little touchy-feely moment right here as Cooper and Boxel had a little meeting of the mind. And I think a little meeting of the metal. Larch is on the outside now. They got Boxel stuck down on the inside. Can Cooper go to the high side and make a pass? He'll cut down to the inside up the front stretch. I don't think he's going to beat him to the entry to the corner. This time Boxel way wide on the entry. Door open for Cooper. One at a time, they're having to work their way. Tiptoe by the 44 of Boxel. This time it's Stidham's turn in 3 and 4, and Cooper's going right after Larch. Cato out front. Gidman second. Brandner is third now as we missed a pass for the lead. But we are watching a good battle back here. So 12th car of Ross Cato. He's going to have, oh, no. Oh, no. Contact. Are they going to keep him square? Are we going to stay green? It looks like we're going to stay green. Brandner gets through there. Cato goes through. Here comes Boyd to get Gidman on the high side. Will he get Cato as well? Almost got there. Now Boyd will take the spot away through 3 and 4 on the high side. And Jeff Werdeman in between Gidman and Cato. Those two came together. Let's go back real quick, take a look at this. Because they come off the corner, Cato bumps the fence, and then left rear to right front corner. And both cars able to get back on the racetrack. No caution. So we'll go back to it. Thomas Brandner is out front by 1.6 seconds, but Garrett Boyd now is up to second. And here comes Cato back on the attack. Cato goes around on the bottom, takes second back away from Boyd, and now Werdeman trying to hold off the 94 of Gidman. He runs fourth. Seth Wansing is now up to fifth. It looks like Wansing may be putting the power down. He is rolling that car through the centers. He is catching these guys. That line of 5 has come back together. Brandner has been run down by the rest of the field. He was 1.6 seconds out in front 3-4 laps ago. Now, top 6 are under a blanket right here. It's about to be the top 7 because Cooper is right there. Werdeman to the inside of Boyd. That'll be a move for third. Crossover move from Garrett Boyd. He went right back to the bottom. Brandner tight off of turn 4. Everybody scrambling. Swanson goes to the bottom side. He'll come out of here third. Cato to the point. Boyd second. Now Wansing, then Brandner. Gidman beside Werdeman. Action all over the racetrack right now. Nick Cooper is in the middle of this. Cooper is 7th. Brandner starting to slide back now. Gave up a spot to Gidman. Gives up a spot to the 81 of Werdeman. Going to give up a spot to Cooper here momentarily. And he does. And Stidham is going to be the next one in line. So Brandner went from leading to 6th in about 3 laps. Cooper is going to move around Werdeman, put him 4th. And he's about 2.7 seconds off the lead, getting into fourth place. Kobe Stidham is working around Thomas Brandner now, and Thomas Brandner headed for pit road. Time for fuel. Some of these other drivers doing in on that first stop, or that first caution, I mean, and they will go a little ways longer. On lap 8, they all went to pit road, so they'll be able to run a little bit further. Ross Cato and Garrett Boyd kind of checked out. They're 1.2 seconds ahead of Seth Wansing. Nick Cooper is about 1.3 seconds behind that, and Werdeman is staying tucked right in behind him, a couple of tenths. Here comes Werdeman to pit road, ducks off in turn number 4. So we'll watch. We will watch and see what happens with the pit stops. Into his box pretty clean there. Let's go see where Ross Cato. He and Garrett Boyd, they're going to have to come to pit road pretty quickly. And that may be Boyd slowing down. Boyd is headed for pit road. So, second place car ducks off Cato. Going to continue on. Wansing is one of the drivers that pitted on lap number 8. So is Cooper, Stidham, and Graves. And Casey Graves, haven't talked about him very much tonight. We're almost halfway. And Graves finally makes his way to the top 5. That's Dean Gagliano right in front of Graves right there. Kevin Spaulding is still on the racetrack. He went in on that lap 8 caution as well, so he might be able to go about another 3 to 5 laps before he's going to have to pit. Wansing is out front, but Cooper has reeled him in. And Wansing sounds like he is in fuel conservation mode to the end of this run. Ross Cato still on pit road, but he's getting tires. He's going to come out. He's scored 6th right now. As Gidman goes by, and Brandner is coming to him. He'll probably go by down the backstretch. There comes Garrett Boyd. And Jeff Werdeman, Michael Larch, Dean Gagliano. So we're going back to the front. When will they pit? And Wansing kind of Pied Piper here. I think the two behind him. He's not getting on the clutch. He's getting off early, and he is staying with Wansing, not trying to pass him. Cooper gets the run. And then he just settles in behind and lets Wansing stay there. Stidham is starting to creep in on both of them. Now, Gagliano may not be willing to sit there and ride. He may want to pass these guys because he's a lap down. He knows if he can get around the 3 of them, get himself on the lead lap the natural way. Watching for Wansing, Cooper, and company to at least think about going to pit road. There goes Cooper. Cooper had enough. He's got to go to pit road. So at halfway, Nick Cooper finally peels off and goes to pit road. Wansing is just floating the car around. Here comes Stidham and Gagliano. And I think Kobe Stidham is kind of content to stay back here and save fuel as well. I might be wrong. He may be looking to go around, and he's going to. He's going to make that move. Go to the inside. Wansing just lets him go. I don't know how far Seth Wansing is trying to stretch it. If he's trying to get it to lap 60 so that he can go hard the last few laps, he may be in some trouble. He's about to get inhaled by Galen Gidman, who's working inside Gagliano into one. Now he's coming up to Wansing. Wansing still second. Graves is still third, but Graves is 8 seconds behind this. There's Thomas Brander behind Gidman. Those guys all still off the lead lap. Nick Cooper came out 10th. Cooper is a long ways back. Gidman looking to the outside on Stidham. Puts himself back on the lead lap. Stidham peels it off, goes to pit road. So Casey Graves will be second now, behind Wansing. Wansing's still out here. 55, he's trying to get the 56. Here comes Ross Cato behind him. Cato is the third of the cars that have already pitted. Wansing may be trying to get to lap 59. If he gets past 59, he makes it easily. If he can't get to 59, he's in trouble. Cato goes by. Here comes Wansing. He's got to get 44 laps out of his next run. I don't think he's going to have a problem. He said earlier that he was able to figure out how to save starting at the beginning of the run. And it looked like he could save somewhere between 4 and 8 laps. So Gidman is going to go as hard as he possibly can. He unlapped himself. He is going to put Wansing a lap down, it looks like, because Wansing is just now getting to his pit stall. And Gidman is saving nothing. He knows he has got to go, go, go. He'll try to run it to somewhere between lap 75 and 80. If he can make it that far and then go in, get fresh tires, and go run the wheels off of it again. He told me yesterday when I spoke to him that if he didn't win this race tonight, he was going to be very disappointed with himself. He just went around Wansing again, and Wansing is now 2 laps down. But I feel like he will unlap himself pretty quickly here. And we'll see if he can save enough fuel. Got a handful of handful of lap fresher tires. Yeah, about 15 laps. So the difference in speed should be pretty evident. Wansing 9th, Kobe Stidham 8th, Nick Cooper 7th, Michael Larch is 6th, Jeff Werdeman 5th, Garrett Boyd is 4th, Ross Cato is 3rd, Thomas Brandner is 2nd, and your leader Galen Gidman. Gidman is right behind Wansing. Then Casey Graves is 10th, he's 1 lap down. Gagliano and Spalding both a lap down. Everyone below that, some type of issue, including Ethan Scott, who has retired, and he was really fast. And I don't know what happened to him, but he is not going to finish tonight's Timber Creek Homes Stock Car Series race. Won at Kansas last night. Came here tonight, only completed 31 of the scheduled 100, so about a third of the race. So we'll see if these guys at the front, Gidman, Brandner, and Cato, all come in sometime around lap 72 to 75. Cato reeling in. Brandner, and I'll tell you what, I saw Garrett Boyd's right-hand door numbers coming out of turn number 2. And that was Jeff Werdeman looking at the left-hand door numbers. So Thomas Brandner falls to third as he gives up a spot to Ross Cato. One caution on lap number 8. And we are 34 laps from the finish. Gidman is 3.3 seconds in front of the field. Casey Graves right here in 10th, a lap down, and he is on top of the 4th place car right here. He is within about 8 car lengths. Boyd is just drifting the 21 car coming out of the corners. And he's still catching the car in front of him. Boyd is catching Brandner, and Graves is catching them both. Brandner a little loose out of 2, had to go catch the car. Now Boyd ducks to the inside. He'll go right on by. Graves uses that open door policy, and he flies by as well. Now Graves will go after Boyd. Boyd will let him go. That's a lap car. No need to worry about him. Let's go see where Seth Wansing, he's in 9th place, and he has opened the gap pretty good on Gidman now. And we'll see what this looks like because Wansing may not have to pit again. He may be able to make it. Gidman, I guarantee, is coming in somewhere in the next 3 to 6 laps. In fact, he's coming in right now. 30 laps will be remaining, and he is going to go get tires. He last pitted on lap 36. And he's going to do it again right here. So Cato takes over the lead. Boyd's second. Cooper is third. Nick Cooper. And I think Cooper may have to stop again. He came in on lap 50. And that, you're not going to get 50 out of it. It's just not possible. He's going to have a splash and go at the end. He may be able to put right sides on. So Gidman on pit road. Car coming down off the jack. Where's Wansing? Let's go find Seth Wansing. Here he comes through turns 1 and 2, and Gidman may get his pit stops done and get out in front of Wansing. He's going to be even, and he is going to get around him. So that might be the battle for the win right there. I think everybody up front has got to go pit. I don't think anybody's going to make it except the 5 car the rest of the way. Now, the 94 car is already pitted, so he is good to go as well. But these guys a lap down and battling. How long before Cato goes in? Because Graves just unlapped himself, the 9th place car. Boyd's still out. Cooper's out. Werdeman. Larch looks like he's going to stay out. Thomas Brandner is coming in, and he almost got plowed in the back end by Dean Gagliano right there. So Brandner is coming in. Gidman has got to get on his horse and go, 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 because Wansing has a lap on him. So he's got a lot to do. That was Kobe Stidham, went up the hill, found himself in trouble, got into those bumps at the entry of 3 right in the middle of the racetrack. And now Wansing taking the spot away. Stidham not ready to quite give that up yet. So that was a battle for 6th and 7th, and it looks like Wansing is going to have the best of that deal. Gidman is getting away. We'll see if he's got enough laps. Here comes your leader, Ross Cato, pulling out of turn 4 and dropping onto pit road. 23 laps to go when he comes back out for him. Nick Cooper takes over the lead, then Werdeman and Boyd. I think everybody has to pit except for the 5 car. And I think he's going to be cutting it super close. Right side's only for the 12 car. 12 car will come out behind the 94. There goes Gidman. There's Cato. Where's Wansing? He is coming around right here, and he is going to put the 12 car a lap down. Werdeman is on pit road now. He'll make it the rest of the way. Nick Cooper still out front. How long can Cooper go before he has to come get fuel? And I bet it's a fuel-only stop. It'll be a short stop. Problem is getting up and down pit road is pretty slow. Wansing's only 9.3 seconds behind. $24.30 for Wansing. $23.53 for Gidman. And he still shows a lap down. Wansing and Stidham and Graves. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right now. Cooper is 1st. Gidman is 5th, a lap down. So only 4 cars still on the lead lap right now. Cato 6th, Brandner 7th, Boyd is 8th. Larch, Spalding, and Werdeman going at it back here. And then Gagliano 3 laps down in 12th. So we're going to watch the leader, Nick Cooper. We got to be getting into that window. Here comes Galen Gidman. Gidman, if he can get around Cooper, unlaps himself naturally, puts him back on the lead lap, and then we can see the gap between him and Wansing, Stidham, and Graves. It's about 4 seconds to Graves, and it's about 15 seconds to the other 2. 17 laps to go. He's got to be a second a lap faster or hope that both of them have to stop. Cooper was in at lap 50. I got to feel like within the next 5 to 7 laps, he has to pit. He is going to have a splash and go. Cato now is going to push the issue and try to get Wansing. Wansing's got damage on the left rear corner of the 5 car. Yeah. Yeah, he's got damage on that left rear corner, and I wonder if maybe Stidham is pushing a little bit, trying to force him to run the car. Cato just cannot get clear. 14 laps to go. If Wansing hangs on, he will have won half of the races that he's won. Well, actually 3 out of 5 on fuel mileage alone. And he will have won 5 of the first 8 races. Ross Cato and Thomas Brander. Brander just got a little bump on the 36 of Stidham. Cato will go to the bottom, unlap himself, and so will Brander. Cooper in the pits. And he's going to fall down the running order now. Gidman out of 4 will move ahead of Cooper as well. The gap shrinking fast. It's already down to 9 seconds with 12 laps to go. Here comes Boyd, and he's going to try to get between Stidham and Wansing, or maybe get around both of them up this back chute back here. Alongside Stidham, he should be able to drive by Wansing coming out of turn number 4. And so Garrett Boyd in 7th place, back on the lead lap finally. Gidman's got it down under 8 seconds with 10 to go. Does he have enough time? He's in a 3rd right now. He has got to make up 7.4 seconds in that 10 laps, and he is 0.8 of a second quicker than your leaders. Full second that time on the leaders. Is he going to run out of tires and run out of time? As everybody now pushing the 5-car wide to get around. And Stidham is looking for the lead in that. Finally got it timed up where he could fall behind one of the cars trying to pass Wansing. Stidham now to the point. Kobe Stidham came in last on last 54. He has got to get 46 laps of fuel on a 41 lap tank. There comes Nick Cooper. Cooper's going to put himself back on the lead lap here momentarily. Lap car of Kevin Spaulding, and that is going to slow everybody up a little bit. Cooper will unlap himself. He gets around Stidham. So 10 cars back on the lead lap now. The gap, 4.7 seconds from 1st to 3rd. Wansing is still 0.3 of a second behind Stidham. We're going to be at the wave lap this time. It'll be 5 to go. Stidham out front trying to save fuel. Does he have 5 more in the tank? And Wansing looks like he is going to turn the wick up just a little bit and try to go back after the 36 car. These two battled at Gateway in the trucks 2 weeks ago. Epic side-by-side battle for about 18 laps. And now they're going to go at each other one more time here. The Timber Creek Home Stock Car Series. 3 to go when we get to the line this time. 3.2 seconds back to Gidman. I think he's going to run out of time. He's not a second faster anymore. It's a little over half a second. 0.7. There's Gidman in the screen. 2 to go. Can both drivers make it around? Galen Gidman's going to call bull butter again this week. I guarantee it. Chicken salad. We're going to come to the white flag. Gidman can see them. It's 2.3, 2.2, 2.1 seconds. 1 lap remaining. Stidham at the front. Got around during the exchange with lap cars unlapping themselves. He took advantage of the open door. And Kobe Stidham is going to stretch it 46 laps on fuel. And Stidham is going to win at the Rock. Wansing second. Gidman comes home third, 1.8 seconds off the pace. Casey Graves up to fourth. And Ross Cato with a valiant effort is going to be in your top 5. Nick Cooper made it to 6th. Boyd 7th. Werdeman. Brandner at 9th. Larch 10th. Spalding, Gagliano 11 and 12. Boxell 13th. Lawrence, Scott, Forstner, Westfall, and Moody rounding out the field. What a race. What an awesome race from these guys tonight. Start dragging our drivers into our waiting room. Now let's get ready to talk to our third place driver. He's in the 94 car. I talked to him earlier this week, and I'm going to ask him that question in a moment, but he comes home third tonight. Galen Gidman, are you exhausted?
No, just really pissed.
We knew you were going to say something like that when we came in here. Told me earlier in the week if you didn't win this race, you were going to be upset with yourself. I guess you're going to hold true to that statement.
I mean, other than running a crazy fuel strategy, like, I don't know what I could or should have done different. So the first run, I got involved in 3 incidents or 3 contacts that really weren't my fault. Got out of it to pit a little early, and then, I mean, like, I'm not exaggerating when I say this is like a top 5 car, any car track setup combination. I mean, this thing was so unbelievably perfect. And I don't know, same things. Seth and Kobe this time just figured out a fuel game, and, you know, felt like I had the fastest car 2 weeks in a row, and, you know, second, or in this case, third sucks.
Well, I got to ask, because most of those guys went in on lap number 8, the only caution of the night, and got a little extra fuel. And that, looking back hindsight, should you have pitted just for fuel maybe at that point?
No, because I wasn't going to clutch it. Like, you were still 10 laps short, and they just clutched it and saved, and, you know, it was short runs. And so just with the race format, like, if you were ever going to have a format where that could kind of work, they did. And I haven't raced around Kobe as much, but Seth is really good at clutching and making time anyway. So, I mean, with a car like this, I would have been silly to try to win the race the funny way, right? Because most of the time it's car speed and not a crazy strategy that wins it. So when you've got the best car, you should just lean into your strengths, and it just didn't work out 2 weeks in a row.
Well, an awesome job tonight, man. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you get out of here.
Yeah, man. Timber Creek Homes. I'm glad to bring that car home with a good finish 2 weeks in a row. BeefOBradys, Premier Racing Setups, Edmund Trophy and Awards, Scott King Designs, Digital Sim Sports, you, Dirt Racing Network. Thank you for broadcasting this. And, you know, pissed, but it's a good sign when you come home third and you're mad about it.
Well, congrats on the run. I know you were running something of a modified concoction from what we had in the shared folder, so I don't have to ask what you're running for a setup. But awesome job tonight, man. Congrats, and hang around for a few minutes. I'll chat with you after.
Thank you.
Galen Gidman coming home third tonight. And now we'll move on to the Master Saver, who somehow got outsaved tonight. Seth Wansing, what happened?
Um, that was really fun racing Kobe. First off, sorry about the car. I don't know what it is about Discord and canceling me out whenever I open it. I don't know. I don't think I got out saved because when we came out of pit road, I was running them down and not impressed with guys on fresh tires going by leaders or lappers tonight. It helped me cut 3/10 into Kobe one lap because someone got up underneath him and he's two down. And then I had a bunch of guys that wanted to get up underneath me and then run me up the racetrack or not go around the top and give the leaders a preferred line. And it happened to Kobe too. So me and Kobe both did a heck of a job, and Kobe probably had the better car, and I bet you he probably gets me. But would have really liked a little bit more respect for the leaders from lappers tonight on all accounts. I hate to sound that way, but other than that, fantastic race car, and yeah, Kobe got me. So he did a heck of a job, and it was a heck of a race. I wish I had a little bit more tire left to get him there at the end, but I had been clutching it for so much that the right front was gone on me. So, but we'll take a second. Really thought it could have been a win. Uh, Probably saved too much there at the end. I had a 1.5 to 2 laps left crossing the line. Just couldn't get the car to rotate and to get to him, and didn't feel like dive bombing it when he was lifting earlier than me and risk wrecking us both. So, but yeah, really fun race.
Well, I was going to ask you, the whole saving, and both of you end up saving. It just looked like a couple of lap cars got there, were trying to get themselves back on the lead lap, got up to the inside, and he fell in a perfect line with them and was able to get you coming off the corner. Were you looking in the mirror seeing what he was doing behind you?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they got by him, I was hoping down the straightaway. For a couple of them, I tried to run the middle. I mean, they're on 30 lap fresher tires. They could have gone to the top and gone right by. We're lifting way earlier than them. Um, I get they're trying to get their lats back, and I hate to sound picky, but I mean, most of it was they would charge the corner to get to us, and then when they get on the inside of us and I try to peek back in line, I'm hitting somebody's quarter panel because now they're lifting at the same point we're lifting for what exactly? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being picky. But yeah, he did a heck of a job timing it out. He almost did it the lap before, and once you get up in that second or third lane on old tires, the car does you can't build the momentum like you can wrapping the line here. At the old Rockingham, you could have, not on this one. So he did a masterful job of letting the lap cars go by him and getting in a spot to where he could pass me back, and I did not. So uh, again, that's all on me, and Kobe played it fantastically.
One awesome job, man, tonight. Second place. Give me some shout-outs. We'll let you get out of here.
I want to thank you, everybody at the Dirt Racing Network, Digital Sports, or Digital Sim Racing Network, Timber Creek Homes of Southwest Florida, BeefOBradys, Premier Racing Setups, Edmund Trophy and Awards, Scott King Designs, and my personal ones, Midwest Barbecue, Rocking K Logistics, Hooray Grills, and then you and Larry for this badass sim seat I'm sitting in here, and especially Larry and all Larry's help with the league, and we'll trudge on to where are we next week, Roger?
Oh, I think we go
I
to
think
Chicago.
yeah, it'll be a fun one at Chicagoland next week. That'll be a really fun racetrack. So,
Yeah, you're Chicago
um,
in the B cars, and you are at New Hampshire in the trucks next week.
oh, those are two good races. So, want to thank everybody for watching at home, and for listening to my TED Talk there. And uh, we'll uh, we'll trudge on the next week. And congrats to Kobe. Did a heck of a job, and Galen did a nice job on a two-stopper. I did not think he was going to get that close, and he did a heck of a job driving that thing up through the field. So, great job by all.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on the runs, and I will see you next Monday night.
Thank you.
That is Seth Wansing finishing second here tonight. And now let's move on to what I'm starting to learn is another fuel saver here. Kobe Stidham, 46 laps on the final run. It's a 40-lap tank. You got some splaining to do.
I honestly do because I think few to go, I was telling the guys, I was like, well, I'm going to be a lap short. This sucks. And then, Seth actually started to back his, pace up a little bit. I think his tires started to fade extremely bad there towards the end. And it allowed me to actually save fuel because it kept the pressure off me. And I was spitting and sputtering coming to the line. So it was actually, I thought I had enough, and then I started to save. I was clutching halfway down the straightaways and doing half throttle, and then I honestly thought, the third place car was catching us, which he was. He was coming in a matter of, seconds because he had new tires, he had fuel, and I think he had the better car there. So yeah, I mean, obviously it worked out in my favor. Coming to the line is pretty crazy, but yeah, just glad to get the win. It was actually a very, very weird race, to say the less.
Yeah, it was weird watching from up here. We were looking, I was like, man, there's no way these guys are going to go 50-50 on these things. And, you got close. I don't think anybody actually could make 50 laps, but you could get pretty close. And that caution on lap number 8 really kind of changed everything and kind of put everybody into what possibly could be that one fuel stop run if you could stretch it 44 to 46 laps, and you guys got it done. I'm still amazed at it. It was awesome to watch, but you get there, and you are riding behind Wansing, and then a couple of lap cars go by, and I'll notice you didn't move, but then 2 come by together. And did the timing just work out right? You could see how long he was going to be stuck in that high line, and you picked the perfect spot to drop behind, or were you just kind of, I got to go at this point or I'm not going to get anything out of this?
I mean, I knew those guys were going to come no matter what. They were on fresher tires. They were way faster than us. They weren't clutching like us. And ultimately, my goal was to let those guys go on the bottom because I knew they were going to get to Seth, and then they were going to push him up the track, and that allowed me to get in their draft. And I was able to just, basically use those 2 cars as a pick. And obviously, I know Seth was pretty upset about those lap cars, costing him the lead. But that's just the nature of the beast. Sometimes you gotta decide, when you want to be that guy, I guess. But yeah, I just use those 2 as a lap or a piece, and then yeah, I mean, ultimately it worked out for me. And then yeah, I got out to the lead and tried to save fuel as much as I could, and yeah, ultimately it worked out in my favor in the end. So super glad to get the win here at the Rock. It was definitely a bottom dominant race. The top was just way too bumpy. Just bottom out the splitter the whole time up there, and it'll just take your front end. So yeah, definitely it was a good race, and just glad we picked up the win here, and obviously looking forward to next week in the trucks.
All right, man. You coming for the New Hampshire race then?
I think I might be doing that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if the cards align. But
outstanding.
I'm having fun over here.
We'd love to have
so
you, man. We'd love to have you. Well, give me some
Yeah,
shout outs and some
absolutely.
thank yous before I let you go find your teammates and celebrate a big win here tonight at the Rock.
Yeah, I can't thank CSI, True Speed Motorsports, Chevy, Graves, Nick Cooper. Obviously, they finished 4th and 6th. So wish I could have got those 2 on the podium, but ultimately it was a great run for the team, and looking forward to next week.
All right, man. Congrats on the win. Great job tonight. I will look forward to seeing you in the trucks over at New Hampshire on Monday, buddy.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Kobe Stidham picking up the win here tonight at the Rock, the Timber Creek Homes of Southwest Florida Stock Car Series presented by BeefOBradys. So, lot of action tonight. One caution on lap number 8. We went 92 or 91 laps. Green flag after that. Saw multiple pit stops and strategies, and a couple of drivers that saved enough fuel to get from A to B and make it on a one stop. I know there's guys that do not like that part of the strategy, but nothing prevents anybody else from doing it. We set it up so guys can try to win it on pure speed. Guys can try to win it on some kind of strategy. right now the fuel strategy seems to be doing well for a lot of these guys. The guys that can clutch it and ride it, figure out where the momentum lines are. They're the guys that are benefiting from that strategy. And Gidman got close. He got super close. He got within 1.7 seconds. And he got super close. A couple extra laps. Maybe he pits a lap or two sooner. He's got a little extra time on the tires, and he gets there because he was 0.8 of a second, sometimes 1.2 seconds faster every lap than those guys. He may get there. He may have a hard time getting them both, but at least he would have been in a dogfight at the end of it. So we'll see what they do when they go to Chicagoland next week. That's probably a pure speed race, the way things have been playing out. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Please tune in tomorrow night about 8:10 Eastern, 8:15 Eastern for the Midwest Truck Series. They'll be at Legacy, Texas, the old Texas Motor Speedway. They will have 30-plus trucks in there, and it should be a pretty exciting race. That track's fairly tricky in the old configuration, so should be a fun one. Drop in, say hi. Have a word, cheer for your favorite driver, whatever it is. But if you haven't already, subscribe on YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo. Like, share, and follow over on Facebook. You'll know every time we go live. A minimum of 3 nights a week. Without you guys, there's no reason for us to do this. Without all the awesome leagues giving us great racing like we see every single night right here on the network, there's nothing for us to cover, so a high five and a pat on the back all the way around to everybody involved on both sides of the coin there. Until we see you again, peace and love to everyone. Keep the rough side facing down.